Infineon Raceway, or should we say Sonoma Raceway, I guess is what they call it now, I don't know, is next on the Castrol GTX Cup Series Tour. It's the running of the Eric Medlen 350k presented by Castrol Syntec. For those of you who don't know who Eric Medlen was, he was a funny car driver who lost his life in a test crash at Gainesville, Florida back in March of 2007. So, and of course, the reason why I choose this track is because it's his home track. There he won the NHRA Sonoma Nationals at this racetrack back in 2006, and it's one of his biggest wins, probably because of his hometown. So that's why the name, the Eric Medlen 350k. On the pole for today's event is Keith Batson, car 28 in Texaco Haviland Ford, and beside him, the number 2 Miller Genuine Draft Ford of Johnny Gardner. And here's the command to fire him up here at Sonoma.
Drivers, start your engine.
Man, give me the fire. The engines. Next row 2 has Pichu London and Jeremy Stegall. Row 3, Charles Jackson and Ann Batson. Row 4 has Zed Weinstein and Cole Moore. And then row number 5, Rush Gardner and Joshua Osborne. And boy, Jeremy Stegall, he's all over that back bumper of Johnny Gardner saying, I'm ready to get you here, buddy. Let's go racing. That's what he's saying. And pace car ducks off in the pit road, ready for 12 laps of some wild and wacky road course racing at Sonoma, California. The green flag waves, and the Eric Medlen 350k is on. Ford swept the top 4 spots as they go under the Fram Autolite Bridge. Johnny Gardner, he's not giving Keith Batson any slack, though, down to the turn. And Johnny Gardner's going to take the lead here at Sonoma, the number 2 Miller Genuine Draft Ford. And Keith Batson got bumped around by Pichu London. Jeremy Stegall goes into second position, so our pole sitter... Whoa! I had a little shunt there through the... Rush Gardner, 27, has crashed. So has the 25 of Aaron Williams. He's in the dirt. Some dust rising up. Yeah, damage to the Dylan Young, to the Rush Gardner machine. Gardner won the last race on the tour at Michigan. The pace car is on the track now, so... And it'll be Johnny Gardner winning the race back to the start-finish line for the first lap. Let's look again as to what happened. The crash happened, I believe, between turn 4 and turn 7. Yep, it was Rush Gardner and Dylan Young. And Gardner was ahead. Gardner was coming up on the 70 of Zed Weinstein. Yeah, Gardner about turned Weinstein around. It turned him right in. That turned Gardner into the 55 of Dylan Young. And Gardner slammed the wall hard. And Dylan Young, no damage to his car. And he's having trouble getting his car to start. Obviously. And I kind of wonder what happened there. I believe Aaron Williams took that turn a bit too wide himself here, trying to avoid from hitting the 15 of Mike Becker. Yeah, Williams collecting some dust, and Dale Keselowski in a 33 car, he's following him. He's decided to go a little off-road with Aaron, but... And of course the Pontiac Trans Am pace car starts and waits for its permission to get on the racetrack, so... So 2 laps into the books here, Johnny Gardner leads the race here at Sonoma, California. Pace car's lights are off, so we will get this race restarted here. Pace car ducks off on the pit road. Yeah, and Jeremy Stegall, he's giving Johnny a bump right there, saying, "Come on, Johnny, I'll get you on this lap here, buddy." Jeremy Stegall letting Johnny Gardner know that he's there, so sometimes you gotta do that to your opponents, don't you? Green flag about the wave here, lap number 4 here of the Eric Medlen 350k. And Johnny Gardner gets a good start on the rest of the field here as they go down to turn number 1. And back under the Fram Autolite Bridge they go. And Batson going by Pichu London for the 3rd spot in car number 3. Whoa, Ann took a little bit wide. Here comes her husband Keith to the inside in car 28. Husband and wife going at it here at Sonoma. Tricky part of the track, of course, is right about here when they get up. They had the tendency to get off in the dirt. Neither Keith nor Ann did it, but Jeremy Stegall did in the 6th car. Johnny Gardner still has the lead in car number 2. Gardner got a little tail happy coming out of turn number 10. Now off into turn 11 he goes. Whoa! Keith got a little sideways. Oh, and he got put in the wall by his wife, Ann. Ann's way of saying, back to you there, husband. And now Keith gets fallen in the clutches of Pichu London and Charles Jackson as they go down in the S's, or not the S's, excuse me. That didn't cost Keith all that much. He drops back to 5th. Trent Dunham up to 4th in the number 1 car. He's had a so-so season so far. Still looking for his first win of the season. And Batson runs 3rd. Jeremy Stegall 2nd. Johnny Gardner leads the race. And this part is the S's. Gardner and Stegall both doing a little off-road to the S's. Now he goes off of turn number 11. And Batson coming up on the 1 car of Trent Dunham. Dunham takes a spot away from Ann. And pulling up the back of Trent Dunham's car. Ann saying, "I'm not happy with how you made that move with me, buddy." But I tell you, old TD, he's looking for his, getting the second tire. Oh, he and Ann, golly. How did they not keep each other from crashing was beyond me. And Batson doing a little tough driving on Trent Dunham, but I tell you what, just chalk that up to some hard racing between the 2 black cars. Ann gets off in the dirt, but Trent doesn't, and Trent gets the spot back away from Ann. Those 2 trading positions like crazy here in Sonoma, California. All the while, though, Jeremy Stegall is closing up on Johnny Gardner in the 2 cars. Stegall in the Strolite Ford. It's an 89 Thunderbird he's driving compared to a 94 Ford that Johnny Gardner's driving. Boy, Stegall closed in a bunch, so he was 0.6 of a mile an hour faster than Johnny Gardner was. Gardner knows he's got to be smooth on his road courses because a lot of times you get off on the track, though. A lot of times, like some of them are on the S's, it can cost you. And I tell you what, and that's why road course racing takes a lot of finesse to. That's why it takes a lot of finesse to be a road course racer, of course. And just like right there, Gardner got off in the dirt, but here comes Jeremy Stegall, car number 6. He's closing back right in on Johnny Gardner's back in. Let's see what happens in turn number 11. 11, that's where the fun usually is. Boy, Stegall getting good bite. He's got it. It's Jeremy Stegall to the lead, but look at Johnny Gardner coming right back. And wasn't able to come back that time by on Jeremy Stegall. Stegall leads the lap here at Sonoma. 5 laps to go here at Sonoma. In the Eric Medlen 350k presented by Castrol Syntec. Johnny Gardner's letting Jeremy know, I'm still right there in case you're dozing off. And Batson gets back around Trent Dunham for 3rd. Jeremy Stegall has yet to win a race so far this season. And so too is Johnny Gardner. Gardner's waiting on some little mistake out of Jeremy Stegall. Yep, and that was it right there. And that's allowing Gardner to close right back in, just like Stegall did to him just a lap ago. And Gardner now setting up for turn 11. Here comes Johnny Gardner, car number 2. He gets back around Jeremy Stegall. Yep, that right there. See if Stegall can come back on him in turn 12. No, he might still do. Yeah, he bumped Gardner up the track in turn 12. And Gardner this time puts it full throttle and just slams the door on Jeremy Stegall. And saying, oh, that's how we're going to play, huh? And all that's letting Trent Dunham and Ann Batson back into the race and making a 4-car battle for the lead, maybe. By the time this race is over. Ann and Trent both saying, this is fun, I want to join in. Now let's see what happens on the S's. Boy, I tell you what, this has been, as I said, it's going to be a wild and wacky road course race, and I wasn't lying. And again, one goes off in the dirt and the other doesn't. Boy, this keeps up. We're not gonna know who wins this race here at Sonoma. Whoa! Gardner got loose coming down in the 10th turn, and now Stegall on the Gardner and Dunham to Batson. They both make their moves, and it's gonna be Jeremy Stegall back to the lead again. But here comes Gardner coming back on him in turn number 12. Whoa! Stegall barely led that lap. Boy, just some great racing here in Sonoma. I tell you what, I never thought we'd see this kind of racing on a road course, but I tell you what, though. And now it's 4 cars battling for the top spot, though. Jeremy Stegall pulling away just a slight bit on Johnny Gardner. Here comes Trent Dunham to the inside in the 1 car. Dunham to 2nd. And he passes Johnny Gardner. And now Gardner's going to fall in the clutches of the 3 car of Ann Batson. Well, Jeremy Stegall taking it a little bit smooth there. He's pulled away. He's got a giant lead now. Jeremy Stegall does. And he has got 2 laps to go this time by. Car number 6, the Strollite Ford. Out front, he's ahead of the... He's got quite a lot ahead of Trent Dunham in the 1 car. Ann Batson in 3rd. Johnny Gardner now dropped to 4th. And in 5th is Keith Batson in car number 28. Both the Batsons doing very, very well on the road course this season. Of course, remember, it was Keith that won the first road race of the season at Riverside. Now Stegall takes it down through the S's. We'll see what happens to him. He's been smooth through the S's the last few laps, though. We have to give him that. Oh, and he gets off in the 3rd this time in the S's. It may allow Trent Dunham to close right in. No, the only way you can close in is if the leader gets off in the dirt and the other doesn't. But Stegall will see the white flag this time by car number 6, the Castrol Ford. And the white flag waves for Jeremy Stegall. The number 6 Castrol Ford has the top spot. Trent Dunham running second position in a 1 car. Trying to close right in on Jeremy Stegall, but Stegall's got a very fast race car right now that I don't think anyone can catch him unless some big mistake happens. Boy, what a battle we was going to see, too, that we was having about a 4-car battle there for a while. But Jeremy Stegall proved to have the stronger horse and says, get out of my way, and he's proven that's all the more here in Sonoma. But you can rest assured he'll try to take it strong 38. Take it a little. He'll take it a little easy. 30 S's. Yeah, if he gets off of the S's this time, so does Trent Dunham in the 1 car. That's going to let Ann Batson go back by him for second. But it's going to open it up for Jeremy Stegall, car number 6, the Castrol Ford. Through turn 11 he goes. And the Eric Medlen 350k presented by Castrol Syntec will belong to the number 6 Castrol Ford. Jeremy Stegall wins at Sonoma. A great race here in Sonoma, California. Trent Dunham got back by Ann Batson for second. How did that happen? Ann Batson third. Johnny Gardner disappointed, I'm sure. He had the lead for a long time. Dropped to 4th. And 5th place goes to Keith Batson in car number 28. So his road course record's still pretty good so far in season 7. Charles Jackson 6th. 7th was Cameron Gilson. Pete Chulin in 8th. 9th was Zed Weinstein, and Jasmine Acosta comes home in 10th spot. Average speed 76.692 miles per hour. Boy, look how far Stegall pulled ahead. 2.27 seconds ahead of second place. And here's your points right now. And here's the rest of the running order. 11th was Leah Walker. 12th, Cole Daly. Dalton Day, 13th. Cole Moore. And 14th. Then Dion Scott, Joshua Osborne, Sean Henley, Nick Baxter, Theo Stegall, and Ryan Cooper, the top 20 in today's event. And there's the rest of the finishing order here. And so, but the big victory goes to Jeremy Stegall, the number 6 Castrol Ford, to victory lane here in Sonoma, California. And boy, look how the points are right now after 17 of 36 races. Sam Young 1 point ahead of Keith Batson going into the Midsummer Classic, the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. Cole Daly 3rd, Jasmine Acosta 4th, Jonathan Ramey 5th, Sean Henley, Dion Scott, Ann Batson in 8th. Then Ty Sheets and Zed Weinstein, the top 10. 20th is Cameron Gilson. Then Dale Keselowski, 37th in the points chase still. But Daytona's the next stop. The Pepsi 400, part of Pepsi weekend at Daytona, or part of Pepsi Racing Weekend at Daytona.